All right, people, it's the Two Dudes podcast. We back at you for another one. I'm Rick. That's Kevin. Kevin, what's good, man?
Uh, it's it's been a day. It's been a day. Juggling, dealing with stuff. Daughter's laptop half working for summer school. Got to take it up there tomorrow because IT can't figure nothing out. Oh, I'm like IT. I really hate IT, and my brother's IT. I hate some of you motherfuckers. I just want y'all to know that. Now I got to take her laptop tomorrow at 1 to get it worked on, and hopefully they can fix it because her microphone ain't working. But she can type in the conversation with no problem. But the teacher wants the microphone to work too. If she can type in what she needs to say, what's the problem?
Oh, some people just have to have 100% total authority.
Man, it's dealing with that and getting taxes filed is a headache. Taxes after divorce, you should get that year off. You shouldn't have to file that first year after.
Bro, ain't today the deadline?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so you under the gun then.
That's all I was like, I got to get them printed out and make sure they stamped in the, showing stamped in the mail.
Okay. Yeah, I understand then. So we have a topic-rich discussion today for everybody. Uh, when we say we got something for everybody, we got something for everybody. And we got something that's gonna make people laugh. We got something that's gonna piss some people off. We got some head scratchers. We'll get to that later. Um, but let's start with the showstopper. Uh, and we were gonna do all three of these together as the good, bad, and ugly. But I'm starting off with the good because I expected three things to happen on Monday to make my Monday the most wonderful Monday ever. Shit fell through and only got one out of the three. So 33% is not a good number.
It was only one?
Yeah. Actually, let me start off with the bad and the ugly first. We'll get to the good because there's a lot to talk about with the good. The
Yeah.
bad. The bad was that PS5 information, release date, pricing, and everything never happened. Not one damn thing. Sony's quiet as a mouse. I call bullshit on that because I know what they're doing. Reports are they are waiting on they are waiting on Microsoft to make a move. Microsoft is waiting on Sony to make a move. They want to undercut each other. Who gets stuck in the middle? Us. Who gets cut off at the legs? Us. Because one way or another, people like you and me and other people who are interested in the stuff, who may want the stuff, they will get fucked in the end. And yeah, I'm gonna say fuck because I forgot the swear jar, but that's 1/4 for the jar. Anyway,
I didn't make no effort.
Anyway, they know how much the minimum is that they can charge people. They might as well tell us. They know that they've already been making them in a factory somewhere. They might as well tell us when it's coming out. I'm tired of this cat and mouse game they play to try to one up each other. Here's my thing. If you're good enough, you'll be on top. If you're not, you won't.
That's not true. Some people are so brand loyal, even though the other could be better, they still won't buy it. So that hoe, if you're good enough, that holds no weight, in my opinion. I get what the point you're trying to make, but it holds no weight. It
No,
means nothing.
it actually does. I didn't say you were the best. I said if you were good enough. Because if you're good enough, you are going to have people that are brand loyal. And you, for example, I know you don't like the iPhone. There are people that are loyal to Apple. And I love my iPhone, but I'll be the first one to tell you that there may be phones out there that are better at certain things. There may be phones that are worse. I'm just comfortable with Apple.
It's not that I
That's
don't
why
like the iPhone. It's just it's trash.
it's not trash. Some of their tactics are trash. I don't like the fact that they can basically change one minute thing from year to year, and people are dumb enough to fall for the banana in the tailpipe, and they'll go out and re-up and get a brand new phone.
Mm-hmm.
People look at me like I'm crazy. Why you got a phone that's like 6 years old? It
That is
still
crazy.
texts. It still texts. It still calls, and it still gets on the internet and does everything I need it to do. Why would I need to upgrade?
Now, if it's 2 to 3 years old, I give it to you. 6 years old is crazy. I'm sorry. That's you got a middle school kid in your pocket. You need to let that son of a bitch go. That is crazy.
I disagree with that. I disagree. Why should I shell out another $1,000 when this one works just fine?
Technology wise, you want the technology. End of the day, these cell phones, basically, I've seen it with the ex-wife. Cell phones, if you have the right one, makes laptops obsolete because you do it all on your cell phone. And with you being a picture guy, you can do a movie off your phone.
I have done it. If anybody's checked my YouTube channel, I did a short film with my iPhone.
But it wasn't the state of the art brand new one to where the blood is so real you think it come out of your body.
Okay.
Yeah, you almost choked on that one.
Yes, because the horror story was done with an actual Canon camera, a pro camera. It was something completely different than I did the iPhone. So there was no blood involved, and no animals were harmed during the making of that movie.
Oh, that movie sucks, man. You gotta have some blood involved. You gotta kill at least one bird.
But yeah, and I'm not just bashing Apple. Like I said, I'm an Apple guy. Nike is another one. Last week there was a pair of shoes that was going to be released, a pair of running shoes. I wanted them. I had the money to get them. They sent a text like 5 minutes before it came out saying, everybody that wants one, go to this web link and get in line. And I'm like, what? So, I went on there. I got the size 13, clicked it, got in there, put my payment information in, clicked it. It spinned around for a few seconds, and it said, oh no, you missed it. We're all sold out. What? You bullshitting.
Well, for your shoe size, they only had two to begin with.
That's probably true. But
It's like
I
a pair of
worked at a
Jordans.
sporting goods store before. I was the manager at a sporting goods store. I never understood why, and I'm just using basketball shoes as an example. 2 8s, 2 9s, 2 10s, 2 11s. Then you get 112, 113, and 114. Basketball shoes. Who playing basketball wear size 8? Especially in a college town. You better have some 13s, 14s, and even some 15s.
Or gotta be a midget, one of the two.
Yeah, well, we can't all have Spud Webb. But
You did not disrespect Spud Webb like that.
Hey,
the man's a dunk contest champion who beat Jordan. He beat your boy.
I'm not saying anything negative about it.
Hey, the little nigga ball. He became above a CNI midget and was a ball player. You respect that man.
Wait, there's no disrespect. Is it disrespect to call a blind man blind? No. Spud's short. I'm just calling it like I see it.
Clearly you didn't see it because you're blind. Or you didn't look down because he is shorter than you, whichever comes first.
Yeah, there it is. But anyway, back to the bad. That's the bad with me, that PS5 debacle. That's what I'm going to call it because it never even happened. The ugly, the Redskins. There's so many different ways you can go with this.
Who are they?
Exactly. They don't exist anymore, but Daniel Snyder doesn't have a plan in place to come up with a new name. He's just like throwing it out there. Hey, give me some suggestions. So that's like the dude at the hotel in the lobby playing the piano with the little change jar on top of the piano. Hey, I'll take any suggestions. Have a plan. You're a wealthy owner. First of all, you went into the thing a couple of years ago saying, I'm not going to change the name. Yes, you are, because at the end of the day, the people decide what happens and what doesn't happen. You can own the business all you want. When people stop doing business with you, that's when you're fucked. FedEx said, hey, we are not putting the name on there, and we got naming rights to this stadium. Nike said, hey, we're not going to sell your jersey. That hit him in the pocket. So he learned real fast who the boss was. But
I don't
they
know how
dropped the
Nike hit
ball.
him in the. I don't know how Nike hit him in the pocket. He ain't got no top selling jersey, player wise.
Yeah, across the U.S., but think about this. He's one of those owners that makes most of his money in the state of Washington. They'll sell a lot of Redskins jerseys or jerseys formerly known as the Redskins in that state. The problem is when all your sporting goods stores, and there's got to be at least 1,000 sporting goods stores or more, we'll just say 1,000 in Washington alone. And if they don't get that box with those 30 or 40 Redskin jerseys, they got nothing to sell. If they got nothing to sell, Daniel Snyder doesn't get a check. And I don't care how many millions you got, if you're not getting no check after getting one every week, you like, hey, hold on, what's going on here? And it's not just the jerseys, the hats, anything with a logo on it.
Yeah, you mean Redskin. I get that. But the thing is, though, not mad at Snyder because he ain't had to do nothing. He's weathered the storm every time. It's just now the world is different. There's a lot of unrest, and it's like you got somebody with a gun that's constantly just shooting things down. And this is the next thing that got shot down. I shouldn't have said shot down if they named the damn team or Red Tails. I hate that. But,
yeah,
you know, those are one of the things where, hey, I applaud Snyder. He held his guns for as long as he could. He been knowing for years that was an issue for people. And he was just like, fuck it, deal with it. But unfortunately, finally, the powers that be, you know, motherfucking soccer moms that was Navajos or something, they finally had somebody to back them to where they're like, we got to shut this down. Now, what I don't like is I keep seeing the Chiefs pop up on a list to where the list say, y'all just need to go ahead and make that happen. I'm like, we don't need to change nothing. We ain't did nothing. We ain't did nothing to nobody. If anything, we just need to cut out the whole little celebration when we score with the horse. He's probably tired of running anyway. We just scored so many points the past 3-4 years. We might kill him at the rate we scored. But we probably do need to retire him.
I can't believe you went there.
Yeah, I did.
Bullshit. Anyway, if you're gonna get rid of running Warhorse, Everett, you also got to get rid of the Tomahawk Chop and that little chant that y'all make.
You can't get rid of that because the people do that. We in the stands do that. We do that. We make you motherfuckers run out the stadium because y'all get scared. That's usually when your team bitch up and the game over. As I say, we get the rock and we remind Seattle we're better than you.
You do realize that over the course of the Chiefs-Raiders rivalry, you've only won 10 more games than us?
We only did how many?
You've only won 10 more games than us.
Say it one more time.
Head to head, you've only won 10 more games. That's
so
since 1960 when both teams came around. Now, if you look at the Redskins, Cowboys, you look at the Giants, Cowboys, you look at whatever two rivalries you want to find in the NFL, it is very lopsided. Very lopsided. This is one of the most even series in the world. As of late, these last 5, 6, 7 years,
10.
Y'all balling out.
I mean, I
10 years of y'all.
I get what you're saying, guy. I get what you're saying. I hear you. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. When we're talking, and I'm giving you a hard time about us winning the Super Bowl, what's the first thing you say? We still got more than you.
Damn
you only
straight.
got one more than us.
One is enough. Now I'm gonna be scared if y'all repeat.
Yeah. You said one's enough. I get that. We have 10.
Y'all
10
go back.
wins are enough.
Y'all go back. I'm sweating bullets after that because I'm like, oh, these motherfuckers done tired us.
I'm telling you, to solidify that contract, we need 3 more rings. 3 more rings will solidify that contract.
Okay, for people that don't know, he's talking about Patrick Mahomes' contract, not Chris Jones.
Shit, Chris Jones got put it in too.
Yeah, but
He
he's
got
not
4
he's
years,
not gonna
60
feel the
mil.
weight. He's not gonna feel the weight of the world on his shoulders.
Yes, he is. Because
He's a
when
player that got paid.
no, here's the reason why he's going to feel the weight of that contract. He signs, he's due 37 million the day he signs.
Yeah.
So in all actuality, his contract could be a 2-year deal if they wanted it to be. So he knows he needs to ball out.
He needs the ball out, but he's just taking care of him.
And
Patrick
a side
Mahomes
note,
has the weight of the entire city on him, week in
he
and
ain't
week
got the
out.
weight. We good. We know what we got in him. He good. He been in once he got endorsed by Alex, and Alex was willing to be his backup, knowing he was gonna get traded. Once Alex get that endorsement, he was good. Because people want to hate on Alex, but this city loved Alex's dirty draws more than they did Trent Green. And Alex was a better Trent Green.
Alex was way better than Trent Green.
Don't act like Trent Green was a slouch. Because
No,
if
I'm
Trent
not. No,
Green
whoa,
not
whoa,
got
whoa,
hurt,
whoa, 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 whoa. I'm not saying Trent Green was a slouch, but Alex got the
because
49ers to the
had
brink
Trent
of the
Green not
Super
got
Bowl.
hurt, had Trent Green not got hurt, the Rams still would have won the Super Bowl with that team. Because Trent
Yeah,
was just as good as, if not better
yeah.
than Kurt Warner.
I agree with you on that.
Kurt Warner only played good because he didn't want to go home to his managed looking ass wife. Which I understand that. Whatever keeps you out the house. I get that. But Trent Green, and Alex was cold. Alex just one of those, he like Jason Campbell that played for your team and that other team that don't exist no more and played for Cleveland and some others. You can't get good when you got a new coordinator every season. Alex showed his
And that's
peripheral
what I tried to
talent.
tell you about my team.
Here we go.
Up until last year, Carr never had the same coordinator from year to year. Now he's going into the third year of this system, which everybody has admitted Gruden's system is one of the hardest to learn for a quarterback.
I
So
don't know how.
for
All
you,
I got to do is just put it up there. That's all you got to do. I don't know why it's so hard.
because last year we didn't have one of them speedy receivers to put it up there.
And the one y'all
Now we
got
got
ain't going to do
three.
nothing.
We got three, but it's all good.
Like I said, the one you got ain't going to do nothing buying an ugly ass car like he bought.
That's a rookie mistake right there. He's a rookie. He'll learn. But yeah. Anyway, back to we veering off course. You got me talking about them damn Chiefs. Pertaining to the
I know you a
Redskins.
fan. I know you a fan. It's cool. We
Oh,
appreciate your fandom.
You know what? I just threw up in my mouth. Anyway, the Redskins were the ugly part of Monday.
You might have acid reflux.
They didn't do it. All right, enough of this shit. Let's talk about something good. I want to talk about the good thing that came out on Monday. Ford, instead of just saying, hey, here's our new vehicle, they put out a 10-minute freaking commercial showing every different trim level, all the things that come with this new Bronco. This Bronco made me forget in a heartbeat about OJ. This Bronco made me say, damn, I want one. And I usually get what I want because I work hard for that shit. So I'm about to work hard for this shit. By the way, I did print it out.
Yeah, you
That
wasn't
way I got
bullshitting.
some motivation. The 2021 Black Diamond edition. That's the one I want.
And it's called Black Diamond?
Yes. The Bronco Black Diamond edition.
Does a horn sound like a porno?
No, they've got some weird names for their different levels, like the Big Bend edition. One of them I thought was called the Wild and Out, but no, it was Wild something or another. It's like the top level one, damn near $50,000. I can't cop for 50 grand.
If I mess with it, it's later down the line. For me, we talked about why, but I'm looking at the sport more than anything. I like the sport model, nice little photo. There's 5 different versions of that. I think the top version only making 2,000 of, and I seen a nice little eclectic red one I could get down with. But overall, all 3 vehicles had my mouth on the floor. And those commercials they doing in the off-road make you want to go to Colorado where the mountains are and get busy.
Exactly. I mean,
Simple fact that they set out to break every record of every Jeep-style vehicle, to say that we're better than you, priceless. Priceless and amazing. Sad part about it, I'm knowing some fools go get theirs, they're going to turn theirs over trying to jump over shit. You didn't see nothing in the commercial about jumping over nothing, but you know some white boy is going to be the one that's going to act like they can jump over something, and they're going to end up flipping a few times. So I'm anticipating that. But
let's hope
overall,
not,
though,
because the topless versions do not have a roll bar.
that's where the problem will come in.
Now, when I say I want one and I'm going to get one, I'm right there with you. I will not be getting one in 2021 because, you know, that's feasibly financial suicide. I'll be getting it later on down the line as well. And you and I have discussed that. So it'd probably be about the same damn time. I'm just getting prepared because it's going to take Ricky quite a while to save up. You know, I want to save up a nice chunk of change and not end up having a big ass monthly payment. That's one of the things that I don't want. I've gotten spoiled these last few years of not having a car payment. But I know just as well as anybody else that pretty soon the old Nissan is going to be like, I don't want to start or I don't want to go. And then it's time to get out from under it. I need to be ready. This here gets me ready and it gets me focused. And who knows, in the next 18 months, 2 years, something else may come out that I decide, yeah, you know, I get that. I doubt it, but at least this gets me focused, and you know, I'll be able to save back and whatever it is I want. I just want to be able to, you know, walk up on the dealership, point to it, say that one, and get it done.
If something does come, it's got to be real major because that Bronco just, it had
Right?
us both locked in last week. Like there was no, we talked about it several times, but the closer we got, we just got locked in.
Well, Ford did a hell of a job with this promotion. Hats off to them. Ford did a hell of a job. Now I know they took some flack earlier in the month because they were originally going to have the preview on July 9th till somebody said, hey, you don't want to do that. That's OJ's birthday. So like, we'll do it on the 13th.
But OJ gave him the best commercial ever for the Bronco.
Didn't he though? Well, that old Bronco, yeah. So if you want a classic Bronco.
Look how far that son bitch rolled without having to get gas, and it could take a bullet if need be.
And almost did.
That motherfucker was cruising at 55, 60 miles an hour
and that's
in
the thing.
LA traffic.
That's the thing. OJ helped Ford prove that you can get in a high-speed car chase with the police without going high speed and still stay ahead of them.
Hey, it stayed built for it tough.
Exactly. Now,
you know, somebody just bought the Bronco in the auction because it's been sitting in somebody's Vegas garage just sitting, still how it was.
So how they know what Al's?
That's always the question.
Does Al still
Never
have
gets
his?
answered.
And the other question is, for this person that bought it, what are you planning on doing with it? Are you going to drive it? It's just going to be a museum piece?
It's going to be a museum piece just to show off, I got money, look what I bought. It'll be on one of those circular driveways where it just goes in a circle all the time. Just like the person who bought Tupac's Hummer and the one who bought the Benz Tupac got killed in. What are you doing with that? Why?
Looking at them bullet holes? I don't know. That's kind of morbid right there. You know, I don't mind, you know, somebody saying, hey, I bought this car from Tupac, I bought this car, but not the one that brother got killed in. Something ain't right
Now, somebody
there.
bought that in the auction. I think it went for like 6 figures. But you know, we're in a sick world, so I'm not surprised by that.
That's true. But anyway, folks, that's our good, bad, and ugly. Good was the Ford Bronco, bad was the PS5, and the Redskins were just downright ugly. Before we get to the next topic, I almost forgot. We usually ask Kevin, how his week is going, what's been going on since the last time we talked. So, why don't you let the people know what's going on?
Um, Let me see. Couple. I think the job market is about to open up. I think a lot of these freezes over because people are trying not to be COVID scared anymore. I think they kind of realize this go be here. So a lot of these jobs about just work from home and figure stuff out. So fingers crossed, I hear something from somebody. Um, Finally got blessed with unemployment today, so I can breathe and see another day on that. Which that was right on time. Happy about that because I had bills coming up, and I was like, "Destiny's Child, can you pay my bills?" I'm about to be outside in the grass twerking, looking for a little change, something. Um, taking it one day at a time. Now I'm trying to get these taxes done. That's one less thing to worry about. Is just I'm just looking forward to that moment where I can just sit back and really exhale and just be done. You know what I'm saying? I got stress over nothing or whatever.
Right.
But at some point that'll come. Just wait on that moment to come.
It's coming. It's coming.
Now, Mr. Kearney,
Yes,
did you
sir.
remember to find that drink yesterday? Because you
I,
never
I
said
I
nothing.
I looked for it. It was not at either of the stores where I was, so I'm gonna have to check some liquor only stores. So we're
Oh,
gonna
okay.
we're gonna wait to review that after I get a
Okay.
taste.
Yeah, see, what we're gonna start doing, people, is there is a product that we like, we're gonna tell the other person. Then we're gonna give our opinions on these products, unfiltered. How I feel, how he may feel, or whatever. So I just kind of give you a little overview. I love Moscow Mule. They're quite refreshing and what you need during the summer when you drink dark liquor like I do. And that being said, a friend of mine hit me up Saturday night and she found it in a bottle in the store, which I was like, all right, that's right on time. Because I went to a restaurant recently and the Moscow Mule come in those copper cups. And they're the one that charged $10 for one. I said, I
Damn.
wish I would pay $10 for that little ass drink. I give you $6.50 at most, and that's pushing it. So I was
Six
about to
fifty. You
hang
better
up my
be at a
love for Moscow Mules until I
650.
saw it
You
in
better
the
be at a
store.
stadium.
I'm about to get off subject real quick. That's another thing. Niggas, stop acting like you bougie. Talking to a friend of mine, and I went to my mom's crib out in Raytown off 350, went to Aldi's. I said, man, your Aldi's in Raytown sucks birthday went on 75th. I've never been to Aldi's before. I don't know anything. You're black. You've been to fucking Aldi's before. I don't want to hear that bullshit. You've been to Aldi's. And if your ass want the highest price shopper, you're stupid. You've been to motherfucking Aldi's. So I don't know what Aldi's is about. I've never dealt with Aldi's before. And you've never dealt with common sense then. You never dealt with Aldi's, you dumbass. Talking about I don't go to Price Shopper, Hy-Vee, or Walmart. You don't want to save no money then. You just want to keep spending money. I want to save a little bit of a little bit. Hell, even white people go to Aldi's now. White people have made Aldi's a suggestible place to go to. Hell, you find more name brand shit in Aldi's now than you are anywhere else. Man, they done built so many Aldi's in Kansas City, Richard. Aldi's is whooping Target. Aldi's is whooping everybody's ass. Because they building a new one on 40 Highway. This motherfucker looks massive.
Damn.
So you got
Yep.
a new one on 350. They done redid the one on 75th. A new one on 40 Highway. Built a new one in Belton. Rehab one somewhere else. They got a new one. Like when you come to the city, if you come out 29 through Paseo, you got one down there off like 10th or 12th Street. They're taking over the damn city. All these are everywhere. You got motherfucking black people. I ain't never go to all these. Hey, get your fake ass out here with your punk ass that Save a Lot. And that's where I want motherfuckers to go and Save a Lot. I don't feel like losing my life. Save a Lot like that hood ass club. If you just really want to go out and do something, that's where you go. So if you barbecue, you done forgot to get some hot dogs or something. Everybody else is closed. That's when you be like, man, fuck. I guess I'm gonna go to Save a Lot and get this. You walking in, you looking around, making sure you don't get your ass shot while you in there. That's motherfucking Save a Lot. Save a Lot is motherfucking Peach and Granby. That's what Save a Lot is. Is
Damn.
motherfucking all these is Westport and Walmart on the other ones is basically Power and Light.
Mm.
Damn, I just made grocery stores in the club. I might need to get out the house more. This is why I need a job. Cause my mind just be thinking about the dumbest shit.
Well, this is the COVID-19 effect, bro. Because
Man,
I was reading today, somebody put a post up 10,000 new cases of COVID in California. They shut the city back down.
there was
10,000 cases
10,000
in
in
Florida.
Cali.
10,000 in Florida. They opened Disney World. Something real wrong with what's going on.
Hey, that mouse need that money.
Yeah, I guess so. But
Put a whole new meaning in the mouse trap, don't it?
pretty much. Um, man, my week last week, it just sucked.
Should we cue the sad music? Hold on.
Yeah, where's the
Give,
violin?
give that look off into the out. Get that look off into the
With the
you
tear?
know yeah.
Yeah,
Then add the sad music, and I'm gonna
yeah.
tell them what happened. All right, so Richard is my man, 50 grand. Like the big bro told me since day one at the Q. He tried to get me into golf. I was like, fuck that, I don't want to do that shit. Now I love golf. If he was here now, which I wish he was, he would have me running with him. But unfortunately, come last week, we found out he can't run no more no time soon.
Yeah, let's
Because
not say
this
no more.
jackass,
It's a couple months. I
no,
got I
I'm
got
gonna tell you how it is. I'm telling you how it is. This jackass twisted his ankle and thought he was 19. It was like, I'll just shake it off. I'll be all right. Yeah, he shook it off so much. He go to the doctor. Doctor was like, got bad news for you. You can't run no more in 2020. COVID has taken your leg away.
okay.
So now
Okay,
because of
let me
that,
shut this down because just like a Chiefs fan, Kevin is over dramatizing it. First of all, what happened?
put a little pitch hoaxes on it.
I did twist the ankle before, but I kept running with it because you would think that it heals up. You take a few days off, it feels fine. You run, it
See,
starts
thought
to
he was
flare up.
19 again.
But I have been told to take several months off. It is actually 8 to 12 weeks. So sometime late September or early October, I will be able to run again, and I will get my butt out there and get another run in before the end of this year. But yes, it does suck right now because one of the things that I love to do, I can't do. I'm also an artist, so if you cut off my left hand, I'm gonna be fucked. 2020 is not a good year for me right now. Um, I am. I started my rehab this week. All I can do is a few simple exercises with my leg on that ankle. Everything else, as far as I'm getting back in the weight room. I'm not gonna sit around and get out of shape. I'm gonna still get after it in other areas. I just won't be able to run or put any stress on my legs. But I tell you what, Monday morning before work, I went in and it's been several months since I've, lifted a weight. I did squats, bench press, and bent over rows. All right, the bench press and the rows, no problem. I survived that. But that night, my legs started to get stiff as hell. When I woke up the next morning for work, I literally had to roll out of the bed and step slowly because that soreness kicked in and it kicked in good. I I don't think I took it too far. I think it's just I've been out of the weight room for too long. So yesterday I just did a bunch of cardio. Today I got back in there, got under the squat rack again, added some weight, and it feels good now. Still some soreness there, but that just told me that, hey, you need to get your black ass in the gym permanently. None of this messing around for a few weeks and then getting back out. So uh, people that follow my Facebook feed, the Change program, I'm on there and we have nutrition advice and different aspects of physical fitness. They'll be able to see my progression over the next couple of months. And I will say this though, and you can tell that it's been a long time. I was deadlifting 200 and some odd pounds the last time I was in the gym. I couldn't even pick up 200 even today. I had to drop it down to 170. So yeah, it's kind of embarrassing, but at the same time, they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Yeah, I learned a
Uh-huh.
lesson this week. Get your ass in the gym more often. Stay in there, because when they say use it or lose it, they are not playing.
And that's my issue right now. I need to get in there. But can't do it with this COVID. Planet Fitness is Planet Deadly right now.
No, man, do body weight exercises first. That way, you build a base. Don't wait on Planet Fitness.
Well, you got to put something together for me that I can follow for a couple of weeks.
I got you. I get you out here.
All right. No, I'm dead ass serious too. I need something to follow that I can go off of. That's where I'm the type of person where I have two left hands. But if you give me direction, I can have a left and a right.
I'll put something together for you this weekend, and you can start it this weekend. And when you come back next week for the show, you can tell us, how it feels, what you've been doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that'll work.
Um. Anyway, enough about me. Y'all don't want to hear any more about me and my sorry ass week. Let's get to our next topic.
Nigga had two good legs.
Hey, they both still good. One of them just a little gimpy right now. All right. Speaking of gimpy, what's August's last name? I keep forgetting his name.
Alcina.
August Alsina. Putting out his business last week with him and Jada. Everybody knows how that went, and I'm not going to touch on that in and of itself. I want to talk about two other things pertaining to it. First of all, during that red table thing that she had with Will,
Uh-huh.
I don't like the fact that she introduced that new word that everybody seems ready to use right now, entanglement.
Yeah.
Call it what
You
it
know,
is.
we all about things being trendy and, shit trending. That's why once she said that, I knew it was to the roof with that. But, the whole thing, it's like me and you talked about. When it's all said and done, Flex said it best. August was foul. He broke the code. You know what I'm saying? You don't speak, you stay silent. But, he ain't built like that. And at the same time, you trying to sell records and your first single, you mention her name, it don't get no traction. Then you come out and you say that, then it turns to, oh, he mentioned her in his first single. People wasn't paying that no attention until you decided to, let me go do this interview with a no-name motherfucker and mention that and let it grow. And that's what happened.
Yeah, but here's the thing. August ain't shit, okay? He will never be on that level, you know? He's not going to be Usher, Michael, whatever. He's not. Let's call it what it is. Yeah, I know he got his little 15 minutes of fame, and I know he's put out some stuff before, but dude is, when you got to stoop to that level just for people to like hear you, and yes, even bad media is good media for celebrities for a time, but in order for him to actually be recognized for what he wants, he's going to have to work a lot harder at his craft and be more creative, not just put out your business with some chick that you were with. Um, the other part that I want to mention, though, while I'm talking about this, you showed me a clip with Bill Bellamy, and Bill said it straight. None of us should be talking about this thing because this was between Will and Jada. It should have been worked out with Will and Jada. August had no business putting it out there. You know, what's that phrase? A gentleman never tells? Well, I guess August ain't really a gentleman, is he?
All right. Hold on one second. See, the thing is, I know you mentioned like Usher and stuff like that. He's never been on their level. He's
Exactly.
always going to be B, C level at best. He's never going to be top A or anything like that. And I think he knows it. He'll give you a hit song. But this is the first time his whole CD was actually good, to my surprise and shock. But the thing about it is, he was just trying to get attention to sell because no one knew he had an album out.
That's because
The site I look at to see,
he's not even good enough to be on the bench. That dude is practice squad.
hell, if that, he might not even be practice squad worthy. But it's just like the site that I use, Hip Hop DX, usually lists everything that's coming out because he's considered that hip hop, type singer or whatever.
Yeah.
They didn't even list his shit. So still like that they didn't list it. That right there is just like bro, you're so far down the rabbit hole of non-existence. And at the same time, Jada bogus. She had this young man. He don't put it on her. She don't put it on him. However you want to look at it. And then you look up and he thinking, oh, this we here. This I got me an old one. We about to ride out together. We about to be Ice T and Coco, dark skin style. And he realized there's no place like home. She going back home. She going back to where her bread is butter because she know can't no nigga from the streets of New Orleans who was a drug addict that I had to save can't save me because he don't have the means to save me. And at the end of the day, Jada, it's like I told a friend of mine, she couldn't believe I said it on Facebook. I said the same shit that she said is some of the shit that I heard. And sadly, that's typical female shit that got said. And it's going to keep being said because you motherfuckers will never honor up, step up, however you want to put it. You'll always be on them games and that bullshit of, I don't know myself, I don't this, I don't that. But you won't stop getting in situations because you look for that cover. You feel what I'm saying? You look for that cover and you wrap yourself up in it. Then at some point you realize, I've been in this cover too long. I don't know who I am. Well, my personal favorite, as I've heard from many people, the one that used to lay next to me and just friends, period. I mean, you have to give up your identity when you get married. No, you don't. You ain't got to do nothing.
You know what?
There's
That's the biggest pile of bullshit that I've ever heard. And it's not just for marriage. It's just any kind of relationship. I've heard that before, and I'm sure most men have heard that. And I cannot for the life of me
all right.
understand. Well, I can understand why they say it. You know how when you get into a relationship, for the most part, men are in relationships with women, and they want that woman to be exactly who she was the day they met her.
Uh-huh.
Women, to me, seem like they're in a relationship to change you. They are instantly molding you every day to who they want you to be.
Yeah, they want you to fit certain scenarios at certain times. But when you try to do the same to them, oh, I'm not good enough. I was good enough when you married me. Why ain't I good enough now? So it's just, it's at the end of the day when you get married, nobody's perfect. Nobody's 100% stable. We all got our issues. We all got our problems. It's just the problem is not everybody can admit that or will admit that, and that's where the issue comes in because Jada knew she was wrong for that. But
Yeah.
that's why when you look, when you looked at the interview, you saw Will was like entanglement. You was in a relationship. See how she tried to curb it and make it less than what it was.
And that's what
Nah,
I'm
that.
talking about. I'm so tired of females always trying to softball shit. Call it what
Mm-hmm.
it is. And, she was very wrong for that. Granted, like Bill Bellamy said, it shouldn't really be any of our business, but since it's out there, you know,
Yeah, I wait
it
to.
just would have been better for me if she would have just come straight out and said, Will, this is what I did. America, this is what I did. I shouldn't have done it. This is why I did it. I learned from it. Skip the entanglement and the dance around stuff.
Yeah, I definitely feel you on that. I definitely feel you on that one. Dancing, hey, my name ain't Hammer, so I don't dance.
People are dancing in the streets of New York too. Uh,
I don't
remember
know why the
last
Knicks
week?
ain't won nothing.
No, different part of New York. Remember last week we talked about the Black Lives Matter was painted on the street
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
between 56 and 57th on Fifth Avenue, right in front of Trump Tower. what happened was, day before yesterday, some idiot, ignorant motherfucker splattered red paint across the words. I guess they thought, people are going to see this for weeks. This will be fun. Not so fast. The next morning, the mayor had the Department of Transportation clean it up immediately. And he went public and said, hey, I don't know who defaced this property, but here's the deal. We got it fixed in no time. And we will continue to do that because we are not going to let you in. I don't know who the mayor is in New York, but hats off to him because he went above and beyond. It wasn't like we're going to get it fixed and then a couple of days later it got handled. He got it handled the next day. And he's sticking to his guns. And I guarantee you this, there's going to be somebody watching those streets right now. So anybody who's dumb enough to try that again is going to get caught.
Yeah, if anything, they got cameras on it. They may not have the first time, but the white lady that was where it first was done, and she was out there with black paint and painting. Her and her husband, I guess they got charged with assault or something for doing that. So it's you gotta let it be. You gotta let it happen. They're supposed to be doing something like that here. I forgot where though. Where they gonna let some designs and stuff happen. Now I'm hoping they get a lot of black artists in the area to combine and make something and let them paint it on the street. I'm looking forward to it. But it's just, people gotta understand, there's nothing that's gonna be the same. And much as it pains me to say it, I thank Trump for getting us here. Between Trump and COVID, that took everything off rest. It's like the world was a giant game of Jenga, and Trump kept kicking out that middle piece. You feel what I'm saying? He kept kicking out that middle piece to where it was leaning, but it wouldn't fall. And COVID finally came and was like, oh, if you're going to take that middle piece, I'm going to take this side piece, and then everything just crashed. And so now everything crashed. It's kind of like, I don't know if you ever watched the show How I Met Your Mother. It was one episode where they was talking about how bad habits that each other has. They was like, oh, no, we don't do that. We don't do that. They was like, think about it. And as a person thought about it, he heard the glass ceiling break. And then they realized, you do that. So when the Jenga pieces fell, everybody's glass ceiling got broke and eyes got open that was closed. And that's what we're dealing with now. So now we're rebuilding the world, not just the country, the world, one brick at a time. But the only thing is, there's no time limit for how long. There's no time limit for how much. You just got to do what you got to do. And with that being said, because I posted on my Facebook page how the mayor is brought back night hoops, and I was amazed how many people was like, night hoops, what is that gonna do? And I'm like, do y'all not realize he's trying to save the youth from being so violent? Because we already got enough violent youth. We already had 100 murders in Kansas City. That's why the feds talking about come here trying to help regulate and see what's going on, because we already exponentially high. We only got that attention because Chiefs won the Super Bowl, so we on the map out of everything. But so they they gonna try to come here and fix that or whatever, which I applaud them for it. But like I'm telling people, you missed the point. Night hoops is to keep these kids off the street. So now the mayor brought back the whole night hoop situation to where you got basketball at some, I think you got soccer at others, you got a party at some other spots. Your parents got to pay $5 for the whole summer. So they try to do that to keep these kids off the street and keep them out of trouble, or keep them out of being influenced to where they get in trouble, which I love that. And that's just a stepping stone to fix things. But sadly, you got people talking about, give them jobs, that'll stop violence. A 12-year-old can't get a job.
Right.
That was strictly a move for the kids. These adults, you're a lost cause. It's no different than if I'm on the edge of a cliff and it's between me and either one of your boys. You got to let me go and save your son, because I've lived the life they haven't. So it's the same mindset. It's like, unfortunately, the mayor knows a lot of these knuckleheads out there in the street ain't nothing I can do for them. Let me focus on this youth that's middle school about to be high school, or high schoolers that haven't came out of their shell yet, to get them to stay in that ignorant of a shell that they may have that'll benefit the city in the long run.
We just got some breaking news.
What's that?
Uh, Derrick Henry agrees to a 4-year, $50 million contract, 25.5
Yeah,
guaranteed. Okay.
that's a good contract for him.
Yeah,
And that means more than likely only Dak Prescott is sitting out there with no deal, and they say there is nothing in the books for them to talk. And the deadline comes. The deadline's here. The deadline hit at 3.
yes, it says here
So
also Cowboys Dak Prescott among 12 players with franchise tag. Yep.
if the only one that mattered was that, the others were
Yeah.
they players, but they not on his caliber of level. And I laugh for that to be so called top 5 best quarterback this upcoming season. Don't ask Madden that, because Madden got him at number 9 overall as far as top 10 quarterbacks.
Okay, 2 things out of this. First, for Derrick Henry, congrats to Derrick Henry. You knew he was going to get paid because he is that offense. Period. You might as well just say that.
Yeah.
Secondly, Dak Prescott's lucky to be ranked number 9 by Madden. He really is. 9 is a very good spot for him because, if he thought he was top 5, I would say I could name 5 better than him. And with him at number 9, I probably could name 8 better than him. I really
I would have
could.
put him at 7. I wouldn't have put him
Okay.
at 9.
And that's where I think we differ. Who you got number 1? I know who you got number 1. So we might as well not even mention number 1 because we know your homie is number 1.
I don't like the sarcasm in the way you said that.
No,
But yes,
no sarcasm.
Patrick.
No sarcasm because here's the deal. Guess what? I would put Mahomes at number 1. So we see eye to eye on that.
Uh-huh.
Now, 2, 3, and 4, we probably see a little differently.
Who you got at 2? Derek Carr?
No. I got Drew Brees at number 2.
I got Russell Wilson.
I got Russell at number 3.
Drew Brees.
So our 2 and 3 is switched.
Yeah.
Here's you remember how we back in the day we used to always say who was better, Emmitt Smith or Barry Sanders, and the one person that could answer that question would be like, look, if you switched them, Emmitt wouldn't be shit, and Barry would own every single rushing record known to man. If you switch them right now, Drew Brees is still going to be balling in Seattle. I don't know
I disagree.
if Russell will be balling in New
You
Orleans.
put Russell.
The system.
You put Russell in that. You put Russell behind that line, and he has time to chill. Michael Thompson still gets 100 catches. You put Drew Brees behind Russell's line, he's gonna get tired of running and get killed. And he has no run game in Seattle. New Orleans, you have a run game with Kamara.
I see your point there.
Yeah, so Russell would excel. Drew Brees would be stagnant.
But safe to say, we still have the same guys at 1, 2, and 3, albeit 2 and 3 are different orders. Who you got at number 4?
4, I gotta give him his respect, even though I hate. I put Brady at 4 because until he touched the field with Tampa, he's still getting it done. So I gotta give him his credit.
I got Aaron Rodgers.
I got Rodgers at 5.
And see, I got Brady at 5. So here we switched again. I don't have any respect for Brady, but because this is reality, I got to put him in here. And the reason why I go with Rodgers first, though, is because I've seen more Rodgers as far as his accuracy, and he's able to just put it on a dime from 60 yards out. Brady works in a system or he did work in a system where it was more about throw to a spot, hope the receiver gets there. 9 times out of 10, it was Gronk. Granted, he's going to be in a better system this year in Tampa Bay, but I think there's still going to be a learning curve. Those guys have to get used to him. He's got to get used to them.
See,
Don't expect
here's
them
the
to light
thing,
it up
though.
until at least the middle of the season.
Here's the thing about that. In New England, he put up good numbers last year without a security blanket. He still has solid 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, whatever, very few interceptions. He was consistent. His receivers wasn't. He goes to Tampa, his security blanket. Madison comes out of retirement as if Mike Evans ain't a dog. And Mike Evans is a dog.
Mm-hmm.
And again, as Mike Evans isn't a dog, him and Goodwin, he tweets Randy, hey, you still got some routes in you? We could use you. Randy had to remind him, I've been retired for 8 years now. I don't have no routes in me. Thanks for the good times we played together. Love you. I holler at you is what Randy basically said to him. When he should have said, you done lost your motherfucking mind.
Yeah.
So, until he touches the field Tampa-wise, I give him credit for what he's done in New England last season. But if this was Tampa Brady, I probably wouldn't have him in my top 10.
Possible. I mean, we'll see what happens. Now, at number 6, I got Lamar Jackson.
Matthew Stafford.
Whoa! Stafford ain't that high on my list.
Stafford still can sling that rock. Jackson has yet to show that he can sling that rock. He shows he can outrun everybody, but he ain't showed he can sling that rock when he needs to.
I got Staff at 6. I got Staff at 10.
Now I
So
got him at
he's ahead
6.
of Dak. He's behind Dak.
I got him at 6. That's why I said I'll put Dad at 7. Then I put Jackson at 8. Then let me
I
see,
got Deshaun
9.
Watson at 7.
Let me retract. I got Watson at 6. Then let's put Stafford at 7. Dad
Hold
at
on.
8.
So you got Watson above Jackson.
Yes, because
Wow.
Watson showed he can sling that rock. Jackson hasn't shown that. That's why I got Jackson at 10. Jackson ain't showed he can throw. He showed he can run. He ain't showed nothing about his accuracy in the passing game.
Okay, I'll give you that. So who you got at 8?
8 is, let me see, I said Watson at 6, Stafford at 7. 8 is, I got Dad at 9, Jackson at 10. 8 is, damn it. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and give him some shine because when he ain't got his head in the ground, he's actually a good quarterback. I'll give your boy Carr a shot at 8.
It's about freaking time because that's who I got at 8 too. Because it is proven that when he has a good offensive line, a run game, and receivers that are on the field and not injured or not playing, he can ball. Problem is, the last time he had that opportunity was when they broke his back during that playoff run.
Now, I almost said Winston, but that may have been a one-time thing. See, Winston, I got him at 10. Cam, I got Winston at 11. Cam,
I
I
can't
can't
put
put in.
anybody in the top 10 that has 30 interceptions. Just can't do it.
That's why he's at 11. And in all for realness, Carr's lucky. No, Stafford's lucky, and Jackson's lucky
And that's the other thing I was going to
because
tell you. How you
if
have
Cam was,
Stafford above Carr. Stafford has better numbers than Carr.
yes, Stafford, he lays it
No,
out.
excuse me. Carr has better numbers than
No,
Stafford.
Stafford, hey, consider what Stafford has in Detroit, he lays it out. People in Detroit take 2 plays, they hurt for the season. I don't know what that's about. I don't know if that's the Barry Sanders curse or what. But if Cam would have played, Cam would be 7. Everybody would be shifted down 1. And Jackson wouldn't be in the top 10.
Mm.
I'm just saying, Right now, Cam's nothing more than an honorable mention because he ain't played.
Right. But if I base it off the Cam that I know, I would put him above Dak Prescott. So Dak wouldn't even be 9th. He'd be 10th.
Yeah, I'm saying I would put Cam at 7.
Yeah. So for Dak Prescott to be ranked number 9, he's damn lucky because we've sat here and named
Actually,
8 better.
you know what? I'm gonna keep it 100. If Cam, say last year, Cam did what Cam usually does, about 35, 3,800 yards, 30 touchdowns, about 15 INTs, about 15 to 10,
Yeah.
Pro Bowl, make the playoffs. Cam would be my number 5, and Brady probably would be 7. Brady would be 7 or 8, depending how I feel about Stafford at that time.
So
Go
now
ahead.
that he's the starter, do you think Bridgewater is a better quarterback than Dak?
I got to see Bridgewater air it out. He's a good quarterback. He's a good cerebral quarterback, but you don't see him. I got to see him go deep on a somewhat consistent before I can say he's better than Dak. Because Dak will go deep.
What about
I will say Bridgewater is an ideal West Coast offense quarterback, which is why I think he excelled in New Orleans because they offense is West Coast S, and that fit his stature and his skill set. When he was at
right?
Minnesota, Zimmerman didn't know what he was doing, and that's why, of course, it ended with that tragic injury, but he came back from it. But it's one of the things to where Zimmerman didn't know what he had in him. He just wanted to power run it. He just run the hell out of AP.
Now that I'm going over this list, though,
Uh-huh.
shit, I mean, I might put Garoppolo above Dak.
No, he ain't did enough. He ain't earned that contract he got, and oh boy in Philly, he ain't earned his contract either. Them were two bum ass white boys that got paid at the right time when the league was looking for new fresh faces at quarterback because they didn't want the niggas to shine. And what happened? Motherfucking Cam shine. Winston shit started shining. Um, and that in Texas, he started shining. All black quarterbacks started shining, and there's nothing they could do about it. Motherfucking Jackson started. He came in mid-season, took over. Baltimore turned to a team to reckon with. So it's just, hey, we the face of the league. Deal with it. Yo, motherfucking fault. She didn't want it to happen. Deal with it.
What do you think about Big Ben?
Big Ben, he's not a top 10er anymore. I give him top 15, maybe. Depending if he stay away from motorcycle and hoes, I give him top 15.
Yeah, I think I got him somewhere around 13 or 14. So that sounds about right for him. But his stock is dropping because it seems like the last 3 years, his productivity's gotten worse and worse.
Well, it's time for him to go, and his arm doesn't have a zip like it used to.
Well, it's not just that. You know how he used to escape out of the pocket and make stuff happen? Now it looks like he's just holding on to the ball too long.
And he does in some regards. Gets a little shell shock.
Okay, let's go ahead and get to our main topic.
All right.
Sports Illustrated has a new model on this year's swimsuit edition. At first glance, you want to say to yourself, okay, she look all right. But to everybody's shock, dismay, and surprise, she is a he. This is the swimsuit issue's first transgender model. So I want to ask you what you think about this. Do you think that it sets a precedent of some kind? Do you think it's just Sports Illustrated is folding to the pressure of including everyone? Or is this something that we're going to see more of?
Basically, Sports Illustrated is being a nigga. When Kim K got big and got all world and everybody wanted to mess with the Kardashians, everybody wanted to date Kim K. What did Ray J do? Put a song out, said, I hit it first. All Sports Illustrated trying to do is say they hit it first with a transgender on the cover. They trying to be ahead of the curve, and they try to be ahead of the curve and trying to beat people out. They trying to beat them to it. And unfortunately, that didn't work for them. And well, no, I take it back. It has worked because ain't nobody else done it yet. So it was smart on their part.
Well, let me ask you this though. Do you think this helps or hurts Sports Illustrated?
It'll help with all the soccer moms that leads on the petition. It's gonna help on that aspect, and I give them kudos and props for it. But at the end of the day, it really doesn't mean nothing to the average person. But old white America, they not gonna like it. So I think what Sports are gonna do next time, they're gonna have to come out with two covers, one for transgender, and one with just somebody else. Because like I told you before, I can't be Billy on the barn in the back with this magazine getting my jollies, and I realize this look like Bubba. I can't do that. It ain't meant to happen.
Funny that you mentioned that because you told me during the show, ask you about the bar scene in The Shy.
Okay, so if you watch The Shy, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, and see, here's the thing: this is what a lot of people are going to deal with. You're going to find some guys that's not going to know. They're going to see and they're going to be attracted, and they're going to be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it. She's beautiful." They're going to find out she's transgender, and they're going to question yourself. So there was a scene in The Shy where a guy had his girlfriend. She said she wanted to go out. He's like, "We can go out here." She's like, "No, you're taking me out just because I'm worth it." They say that little trash ass line. Females will do that. So they at this bar, and dude's just nervous and tweaking the whole time, kind of shaking while he's drinking. I'm like, what's wrong with this dude? Turns out he's at a gay bar. Dude tried to holler at him. He let dude know, "I will whoop your ass." And his girlfriend came and separated him, asked the gay guy what he go by, as far as what he male or female. And he was like him, and he was like he's sorry he didn't meet this and the third. So dude goes outside. His girl comes behind him, gives him a hug and kiss him, like, "What's going on?" He was like, "Why would you take me to this gay ass club?" And she goes, "Well, you take me to straight clubs, this and the third." And so I'm like, what's the problem? Then he looks at her and goes, "Can we just go home?" She's like, "I need to be around my people." Be around my people? Then he goes, "I don't see you like that. I see you for the woman that you are, not what you used to be." So apparently his woman used to be a man or may have been transgender, whichever one. They never clarified. So I'm going to say probably transgender, but went through the process to make them a complete woman versus being a man.
Mm.
And gave him a kiss and went back into the bar. And she goes, "I know you're not gay. I know that's not you." So you're going to have a lot of men questioning their sexuality once they see that. And that is going to be a backlash for Sports Illustrated because no man wants to question himself like that.
Okay, so a couple different things out of this. Going back to the original question that I put to you, does this hurt or help Sports Illustrated? Uh, I'm going to say both because they're going to sell a lot of copies. They always do. You're
Uh,
going to have the out of the old boys club, we'll call them, that
uh-huh.
don't like this one bit. A lot of them may not pick up this year's issue because of this. But you're going to get a lot of other people who would not normally do that. They'll go out and get it because, hey, let's say it's another transgender person. Hey, I'm showing some love to Sports Illustrated because they're showing love to me, etc., and stuff like that. So it'll open the eyes up of a lot of people. It'll also piss off a lot of people. Um, that part is what it is, and I think it'll just wash out one way or the other. Like you said, I agree. Next year, this is a learning lesson. So next year, you need cover A and cover B. So if you're going to continue to do this kind of thing, um, as far as setting the precedent, yeah, Sports Illustrated is the first to do it. I would not be surprised if ESPN's magazine turns around and does the same thing in their annual body issue. And I would not be surprised if you see a lot of other models or ordinary people pop up on popular magazine covers that may be transgender. I really think that this sets a precedent, and this is going to blow up, so to speak, and that's good, because that puts awareness out there. What I don't want to see though is people exploiting it. I don't want to see people doing it just to do it or trying to put out an agenda, because that we don't need. Now, going back to your example there in The Shy, uh,
Uh-huh.
so I'm assuming that he knew the whole time that she was a he during their relationship.
Yeah, I believe so. Just don't know when that he knew.
So I guess the big question is, what do you do if you find out that that special woman that you've fallen in love with hasn't always been a woman?
Well, from what I should laugh when I say this, that's been talked about before as the whole trans or all this stuff's gotten more and more prevalent. And I've been around a lot of males to be like, oh, they gotta die. And then some have been like, I'm gonna kill myself. So it's something like somebody gotta get their ass whooped. So it's just I don't know what the proper response would be to it. But basically, end of the day, it's something that's kind of fucked up. It's something that ain't cool, ain't fair, ain't right, and sadly, it it's I really can't speak on it because I ain't been through it. I don't know how I would react, but at the same time, like I told you, I don't do this city. I'm not in that world anymore, so I don't have to worry about that. And by you being married, you're not in that world anymore either. So, it's one of the things where, Lord willing, we'll never experience. So I really have no answer for how I would feel because it's gonna be, it will be a situation. I'm not saying I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, and just walk off. No, it's gonna be a situation.
There's so many different reactions. It really depends on how long you've been in a relationship. If it's a brand new relationship, you may want to fight. You may want to be like, get the fuck out. If you've invested a lot of time in that relationship, there's gonna be
Uh
some
huh.
feelings,
Yeah. I
and
mean,
and
that's
and
without
them
a
feelings
doubt.
got to be strong for dude if he's staying and sticking it out.
And what I hate now that that happened, well, the rest of the time, the last two episodes I watched, whenever she popped up, I just saw a dude. I didn't see a chick anymore. I just saw a dude.
It fucked with you, didn't it?
Yeah, it's just it was but that's how our mind goes. Our mind, we're visual people, and once you give a certain type of vision, that just fucks it all up.
Now that you said that, for men that have been in that situation before, how do you go home to that knowing that every time you see that girl, it's really a guy? That will fuck with them.
Some will deal with it because they love them that much, and they're at one with their manhood. Then others might just kill them. I hate to say it, but that's a realistic possibility.
But if you are at one with your manhood, aren't how is your manhood if you fucking a man?
That's what I'm saying. Some will find a way to rationalize it to where they see it as being okay and doable.
I'm just gonna say two words: Sodom and Gomorrah, and I'm gonna leave that alone.
I'll let you leave it there.
Okay, we got a small topic on the way out that you brought to my attention earlier. Our good friend Nick Cannon, and I just say he's our good friend because he used to be married to Mariah Carey, who's our really good friend, so she went crazy. Um, Bro got fired from Viacom for perpetuating anti-Semitism.
He
You
got
want to
fired
speak
for
on that?
speaking the truth. He
You
got
want to
fired
tell
for being
you
a
want to tell everybody what he said and what happened to him?
well, he got fired for being a truth teller on how Hebrews was blacks and how so-called Jewish people in today's world, their ancestors actually stole the religion. They didn't make it. And he was saying how, Jewish bloodlines control this, that, and the third. And he was putting information out there. But the problem is, when you put it out there, you can't put it back. And it's this whole cancel culture and this whole, like I said, everything's like Jenga. A lot of cylinders are getting broken. Nobody wanted to hear that in that circle. And that being said, they felt they needed to silence what could be a problem. Because you got to think about it. If you tell people Jews run the world, Jewish bloodline, this, that, and the third, some people who deal with them are going to go back and look to see if what they're being told is true. When 9 times out of 10, it probably is. Who wants to deal with that backlash? So Viacom running from the backlash, because Viacom owns a lot of different colored networks, shall we say.
Mm-hmm.
So, you run from it instead of dealing with it. And, it's a good thing it happened, because now you got Diddy telling them, hey, come to revolt, we got you. So with that being said, now Nick Cannon's like, Viacom, if y'all gonna fire me, give me 100% ownership of Wildin' Out, and we're done. Nick's been fired before, on NBC, telling jokes, doing what he did as a comedian. They're nothing but political pundits, talking about the world. He did a joke, NBC didn't like, and he was, it was a legit joke. It wasn't nothing, it was legit. And he wouldn't take it back. He wouldn't censor himself, so they fired him. This is no different. They don't want you to speak out of pocket. Like I tell you, it's like, it goes back to Bill Cosby. Had Cosby not wanted to buy NBC, Cosby wouldn't be in jail. If he wasn't seriously putting that plan together, I don't think Cosby ever would have saw a jail cell. But because he was always trying to make that happen, and then he was attacking young comedians for being raunchy and disrespectful in his eyes, NBC had to shut that down. It's like I was listening to Gary Owen, my bad, no S, listening to his podcast today. On Amazon, DeMarcus Cousins took over Shaq's All-Star Groove weekend or whatever. He does it now. Mm. And Gary says, I had a 25-minute set, 25 minutes, but we had to knock it down to 15. He said because a heckler was trying to go in, and I had to handle him, and I went a little further than what I usually do, and I made sure the heckler was taken care of. So he said when it came time to edit, they sent me what they, how they cut it, this, that, and the third, and my manager had to say, you got too much going on, so this is what we need to do so that we ain't got to worry about no backlash. So that's the world we in now. We trying to cover up shit. And I'm pretty sure he didn't call him a nigga or nothing like that because he's married to a black woman. But he probably got raw and uncut and didn't think twice about it. And because of him doing that, some people felt uncomfortable. And they didn't want to, they was always funny. And they said, and then he also said, we had Steph Curry in the front row. Steph Curry can't be laughing when I'm roasting somebody as hard as I roasted that guy. So now you say you're doing a thing for Steph Curry to where you don't want him to lose endorsements, as you probably call this dude a bitch or a mama's boy or something. So you see how they try to intertwine and take care of shit?
Yeah.
They take care of what they want to and they hide what they need to. So now, unless you was there, you don't know what Gary said because of the way they sliced it. So if you was there, you got a good treat. And everybody's on the Dave Chappelle, put your cell phones in his bag situation. So you don't know what was said and done at all. So it's the world we're in now is sad, but now everything's calculated. You gotta pay attention to what you're doing. You gotta watch what you're doing, and you gotta move with a slow step, but with a big stick. And unfortunately, Nick on his own podcast hit him with a big stick. And it was a couple days before Viacom even did anything. So they was mulling it over, and I think the voices got to talking, and they felt they had to do something.
But do you think that if Nick would have apologized, they wouldn't have fired him?
If you would apologize, they probably let it go because at the end of the day, the nigga brings money to the circus. The circus got to keep making money to stay afloat. And he's one of your big fish in that circus.
Right. All right. So before I close out the subject, it just brings something to mind that me and you talked about. I think it was yesterday that I just want to, put out on the show. What do we call it? Reverse ignorance. Because we talk a lot about black and white issues on this show, and
Uh-huh.
neither one of us are prejudiced. Uh, we both can't stand racism. We might make jokes about white people or racism and stuff like that, but I want to bring something to the table that we talked about this on that serious tip. We see a lot of black people that are hating on things that are white just because they're white, not for any other reason than that. And that's the same ignorant thing that causes racism on the other side. I mean, that is racism at its core. Not liking something because it's different than the standard that you have.
Yeah.
And we've both been in situations where we've been around somebody that's explicitly said they don't want to listen to this because it's white. They don't want to watch this because it's white. And if that's the only reason that you can come up with, that is the stupidest shit that we've ever heard. And that's something that we as a people, we got to get out of our heads. Because if we're ever going to grow as one people all together, we can't sit here and talk about something that we don't like because it's white and then get mad at somebody who says the same thing to us because it's black. It goes hand in hand. The pot cannot
Yeah.
call the kettle black.
That is true. That is very true. I think that's a good note to end it on, sir.
I believe so. I will get a workout plan for Kevin, everybody, and we'll see how he does this weekend. When he comes back next Wednesday, he'll tell me he loves it, hate it, or not gonna do it. So we'll see.
No, I need to. I gotta find that skinny nigga inside him. I gotta get off this fat shit.
We'll work on that for you then. You got anything else before we go out then?
No, that's it. It's been did some heavy lifting today. I'm about to ski skirt up out of here and go to take care of my IRS business so I can be like, thank you, finally done. One more notch of separation. That we'll talk off air about what done crack. You'll just love it.
Okay. Well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in again for another week, and we will see y'all again next week. Stay positive, stay blessed. Kevin, take it on out.
Holla at your boy, but don't yell. I love that saying.